Welcome to Picture Book Chat, where we feature a handful of new picture books each month and discuss what makes them great. Whether you're a parent, caregiver, or teacher, you're bound to find some wonderful reading suggestions from librarians Mary Ellen Brax and Sheri Boggs.
Hi, welcome to Picture Book Chat. I'm Mary Ellen, and with me today is Sheri.
Hello.
Back for another episode of Picture Book Chat. Lots of good books for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, so the first one we're going to do is called Red Canoe Shows Up at 2 by Victoria Allenby. We've done some of her books before. There's kind of a whole series. I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. Oh, Big Little Concepts. So I know we've done like Listen Up Train Song.
Oh, yes.
Bear Has a Belly was another one that we
yes.
love.
Yeah.
They have this great size. They've got big, bold photographs. They're great for toddlers and like early preschool. This one has to do with boats, counting, and colors. Oh, and time.
Time. Yeah.
Which is kind of an advanced concept for your toddlers, but your older kids are learning it. So I just love this. Looks very Northwest here. And it's got these nice hard pages. I spent the day on the dock and who chugged up at 1 o'clock an orange tugboat. So you're learning about these different kinds of boats. It's got this kind of sing-songy refrain that goes through the whole book. I spent the day on the dock and who showed up at 2 o'clock? A red canoe. So you can talk about, like families, how many people are in the boat. Down here, you've got an analog clock and a digital clock.
Yes, I really like that because that's the kids are used to seeing this and they don't understand this.
Yeah. What is that? So lots of fun. I love the variety of boats that they put in this book. We just redid our toddler transportation bag and I put this book in because I thought it would be great for that. You've got your rowboat, a pontoon boat, a speedboat. I think kids growing up in the Northwest, like they maybe have seen a bunch of these boats, like if not at the lake, being towed behind a vehicle. So it's just fun to look at all these different kinds of boats and talk about the colors and like, where are they? Do you think they're on a lake, on a river? You've got a kayak. And I love this last page with these like gorgeous rainbow colored canoes.
No, yes.
It's a rainbow boat party.
Yeah.
Woo. So lots of fun. I liked this a lot. What did you think of it, Mel?
I liked it. I agree with you that I think this is great for toddlers up until you get to the time aspect of it. And that's a little bit of a harder concept for them. But there's nothing wrong with introducing it to them. Yeah. And I like that you can use this with preschoolers too. And I think that would be good. The other thing I really liked about the book, I love how it's like they're not going anywhere, and then at the back you can see they're on their way on their trip.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, I just noticed.
Oh, okay. What a
full
perceptive
disclosure.
reader you are.
But I like this a lot too, where they give you some suggestions on what to do. So the first one is send your child on a scavenger hunt to find objects in all the colors of the rainbow. Then challenge them to put their items in rainbow order.
Oh, fun.
So again, that's you got something for the toddlers, but then you've got a little bit more advanced order going on.
Yeah.
And so they give you quite a few suggestions here. And so some of them work better for preschoolers, I will say, and some of them work better for younger kids. So, but I like that they have these here. So it's something you can keep in mind as your child gets older too.
Yeah.
So that you have that in mind and you can start pointing to the clock and saying when the big hand is on the 12 and the little hand is on the 2, you're going to go down for nap. And,
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. And so, I think the photographs are lovely too. I love that. And toddlers especially love seeing pictures of other kids or other people. I think this one is great.
Yeah.
It looks like so much fun. So, I thought it was a really good one. The rhyming is going to, it's for that language development. And I think that will be a big hit with the toddlers.
Yeah.
But she does a very nice job. I love this series.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
And so on the back here is you can scan this code and it will take you right to our catalog so you can put a hold on it.
All right. What's next?
Oh, the next one is When You Go to Dragon School. And so this is a fun one. And nice, beautiful end papers. I always look at the end papers. You can, if you have end papers that are, have artwork on them, you can ask kids, well, what do you think the book is about? What do you think is going to happen? And then you can compare them to the end of the book, too. And so,
cute.
Yeah. But this one is a fun one. They're like, well, there's no room at school. It's overflowing. There's no space for even one more. But they say, don't worry, there's an opening at the local dragon school. And then they ask, what's dragon school? So this was just a fun one here where they see this dragon school and then they go through and they're talking about, what you're going to learn when you're in dragon school.
Mm-hmm.
And then it takes them a little bit to realize that, well, what do you mean you can't fly when they talk about flying? What do you mean you don't have wings? So then they realize, oh, they're different. So what can you do? So it's just a lot of fun there. And I love the illustrations in here. They're nice and bright. It gives some great expressions on the kids' faces. You've got a diverse set of kids, too, along with the dragons.
Yeah, the dragons are really diverse, too.
Yeah. And so, yeah, they'd say, oh, okay, well, what can you do? And then you see that they're working together here, which I really liked there. And yeah, it's a fun one. And it says, and if you ever worry that you won't fit in, just remember that everyone brushes their teeth, dragon or human, which I thought was funny. So, I mean, you can envision the kids saying, dragons don't brush their teeth. And then they say, get ready to go to dragon school. And then they take a picture at the end. So it's a really fun story, I thought. This is one I thought, oh, this is just so good for some enjoyment. And
yeah.
I love the picture going through the ring of fire on the back of the dragon. So yes, total fantasy.
Yeah.
But it's a fun one for kids that, like monsters and dragons and things like that. But
I thought it would be a good one for going back to school, too.
Yes.
Especially for kids that might be starting at a new school. I think it kind of deals with that fear of the unknown really well. And that kind of fear of being different from your classmates.
Right.
So I think it addresses that in a real playful
fun
way that, like we all sometimes feel different.
Right.
And, you just find where your common areas lie and go from there. But I love the expressions on the dragons' faces, too.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really fun. And I love the bright colors.
Yes.
It's really eye-catching.
Yeah, I think kids will really enjoy this one. And I thought, it's perfect for preschool.
I was just going to ask about ages.
First grade even, I think, would really like it. So, yeah, this would be one I would definitely check out before it's time to go back to school. I can't believe we're already saying that.
No.
But yes, When You Go to Dragon School. And so it's written by Chelsea Campbell, illustrated by Charlene Chua, I think you say that. I'm not sure though. And then on the back here is the code for you to put a hold on it. So yeah, just a fun one for you to enjoy.
All right. I've got a good one coming up next.
Oh, I was so excited when I saw this one. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I think a lot of our librarians will be too. So this is Take a Breath, Big Red Monster by Ed Emberley. If it looks sort of familiar, it's probably because you're thinking of Go Away, Big Green Monster, which is kind of like an early childhood classic.
Yes.
I haven't seen him put out a book in a while. Like it seems like it's been a long while since there's been a new book that's like Go Away Big Green Monster. And it's the same kind of big, bold shapes with little cutouts and using the monster motif as a way to kind of talk about feelings. Big Red Monster has 2 mean green eyes. So you've got a little color, you got a little counting, 2 big round nose holes, a big thundery loud mouth. I love that inside the mouth you've got like lightning and thunder.
Yeah.
I don't know about
for teeth.
Yeah. 2 hot smoking ears, yellow and orange firecracker hair. So of course they're talking about anger, bad temper, and an angry big red face. But you can take a breath. Count with me. 1, close those mean green eyes. It gets almost hypnotic.
Yes, yeah.
And I love that the background changes from black to kind of blue.
Yeah. As they're calming down.
And, take a deep breath in through those 2 big round nose holes. So it's coaching you through calming yourself down. Very useful. You can figure out how it ends. Like everything gets better. He calms down and looks more like a little kid. Your angry face is gone. So again, like with the cutouts, I thought this would be great for toddlers, maybe early preschool. What did you think?
I thought preschoolers.
Preschool, yeah.
Yeah. I would say late toddlers as they're having trouble. They oftentimes don't have the vocabulary, which is why they lose their temper. But I think that would work out well. I take that back. Yeah, I think toddlers it would work pretty good for.
Yeah.
Plus,
these holes are so tempting, like when you don't have motor control yet. Like,
So it'd be one I'd read, maybe individually and not leave out because they'll want to stick their fingers in the holes.
Exactly.
But I think it's really good for the early 3 and 3s. It'd be perfect for that kind of, emotional control issues that some of them have. But for anybody who gets mad, it's just like, oh, I'm going to take a deep breath. Keep on going. But yes, great for social emotional skills. So if you were talking about social emotional skills in a classroom, this would be a good one to use too. So,
So you're feeling like this would lend itself well to read aloud applications?
Yes. Definitely. Because you can have the kids participate with you as you go through the calming procedure. I think it would be, I think that would be a lot of fun because you'll be able to see the kids do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking like an art activity, like you could have the kids do their own angry monster.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kind of like with the simple shapes that he's using here. I think kids could do that pretty easily.
Yeah.
You could even talk about, well, what would you call this kind of shape? How would you make it?
Yeah, what would your teeth look like? Would they look like thunderbolts? There?
Right.
I mean, lightning bolts. So, So I think you could do that. So, take a breath, Big Red Monster. Yes, I was so happy, so excited when I saw this one.
I know, and I saw it on Ingram, which is where we order from. I was just like, oh, I'll be getting 10 of those for every one of our libraries. It's going to be super popular. So if you would like to place a hold, you can scan that code and take a look at it yourself.
Yeah.
All right. What do we have last?
And the last one we have kind of goes along with this one, I thought, after I read it, called Boar and Hedgehog. And as you can see from the cover, you can kind of see, if you look at the expression on the board and you look at the expression on the hedgehog, you can kind of guess. And I love this one because the first line of the book is Boar was cranky.
Oh boy.
And so
look at his little pants.
Yes. And so as you can see, there's a lot of text in here. So this is definitely an older preschool book, kindergarten, first grade book, but it's great. And he talks about he's cranky and kind of all the animals stay away from him. But they keep their eye on him. He was, after all, a neighbor and one of their own. So, but Hedgehog runs into them, and he was sitting outside, and he's being his cranky self. And I was just thinking, Hedgehog said. Think somewhere else, said Boar. That cave can't be good for you. What about moving your den to a sunnier spot? How about minding your own beeswax, said Boar. Just saying, said Hedgehog. Have a good day, Boar. And he moseyed his way into the forest. So this happens. There's quite a few scenarios where Hedgehog makes a suggestion and Boar kind of pushes it away, but then he ends up doing it. So he said, that night Boar couldn't sleep. The ceiling of his den was dripping down, down, down onto his snout, and the cold, hard ground was seeping up, up, up into his bones. The Hedgehog is a busybody, Boar thought, but he might have a point. And so there's basically different scenarios like that throughout the story. And so, and little by little, Hedgehog being nice is starting to have an effect on Boar. And he's feeling happier with all the changes that Hedgehog has suggested. And pretty soon, you see a happy face on Boar. And then Boar, helps him. Hedgehog gets stuck, and Boar ends up helping him. And he actually does feel a little better helping out Hedgehog. And so he gets busy. And then he goes off to give Hedgehog a gift, and they have tea together.
So cute.
So there's a lot more detail, obviously, within the context of it, because it's a lengthy text, but it's a good text, I would say. It's
good.
It flows nicely, and I could have seen my kiddos at 4 and 5 really getting into this one.
Oh, good. Yeah, I worried about the text heaviness of it when I was looking through it.
Yeah. And it just depends on the kid. So if you have a kind of rowdy group, this may not be the best one. But if you have kids that love to sit for a story, this might be good. And like I said, once you get up into kindergarten, first grade, I think this would be a good one. And it also helps with that social emotional. So what do you do if you bump into a friend that's always cranky? There's some little suggestions here about kindness and becoming friends and working at it, which I really liked. That's why I thought it went nice with the take a breath, big red monster.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're having a tea party. So what did you think about it overall?
I loved it. First off, the illustrations were really bright and funny. There's like lots of great detail. I love the vocabulary in it, and I love what it does with social emotional. Like early on, they tried to figure out like, well, why is he so grumpy? And they come up with things like, maybe his trousers are too tight, and if he just loosened his belt, he would see a big improvement in his mood. Some said it was because hooligans had been unkind to him when he was a piglet. So there's some funny words in here, like I saw hooligans. Later on, there's dyspepsia. So like you can talk about what those words mean. I just think, for kids there are kids that like big funny words, and I think that you can have a lot of fun with that.
Definitely.
Even like mind your beeswax. Like kids might not have heard that expression before. So you can talk about that. You can talk about what a busybody is. It's got a very British kind of feel to it. I didn't they're both American, but it felt kind of like some of the more Britishy imports that we get. It's got that kind of, country feel to it. But I thought it was great. I just love the two characters and kind of how they're expressed. And I think you could do some funny stuff with Boar's voice. The things that he says are just, rah, rah, rah. I feel like that's what he'd sound like. Just a lot of fun. And I'm gratified to hear that even with a lot of text, it would still work maybe for older preschools, that they'd still find it engaging enough to stick with.
And I like that this happens over time. It doesn't all get resolved in one day. It's not a magic.
Right. Like, you're right. Let's be friends.
It does take a while. So I think that, you're not just taking a deep breath and it all going away like in Take a Breath, Big Red Monster. But this is just a little bit, a little different take on it. If you've got somebody that's cranky, there could be a lot of reasons for it.
maybe their pants are too tight.
Yeah. But yes, I thought it was a good one. I was a little worried when I started reading it at the length of it.
Yeah. Especially when you turn that first page and it's like, whoa, that is a wall of text.
Yeah.
Especially when you're reading aloud.
Right.
And this is why you should always look through your books before you read them aloud with an audience. It can be like, okay, how am I going to hold their interest through that chunk?
Well, and to find those words ahead of time that they may not know, too, so that you can be prepared to talk about them, too. Wait a minute, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And it's always good to read the entire way through a book.
Yes.
Because you don't want an unexpected surprise at the end. And I'm mainly thinking of, an animal, a pet dying, or a parent, or, so you just always want to make sure you've got, you know what's going to happen in the book before you read it, because you might choose to put it aside for a little while.
We had a board book that one of our staff members that used to do Baby Lap Sit story time brought to me, and the book was great. It was like a board book, but then on one page, like the baby's diaper falls off, and it's just kind of like, oh, well, that was jarring, and like kids would laugh, but it's also one of those things where, like, I don't know, is that appropriate for that audience?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I thought that did a good job on this one. So it was by David Elliott. And, I thought a really good one for kids on if they have a grumpy friend, what they can do. So yes, everybody can be happy, be patient, and slowly work your way into their hearts. So if you're interested in this one, here is the code for you to scan and put it on hold. Again, that's Boar and Hedgehog. So so thank you, Sheri, for some great books.
You're welcome, Mary Ellen.
Fun ones. They seem to have, and it seems very summertimey, back to school type of books. So,
yeah, it's a little wistful.
Yeah,
it's kind of like all the good things of summer, and then easing into the next part of the year.
Right.
Which is also great. It's just not summer.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we hope you're having a great summer, and we will see you next time for Picture Book Chat. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Picture Book Chat. If you enjoyed this discussion, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We'll be back next month, and until then, happy reading with the children in your life.